What's up, guys? I'm Shane Peterson, and welcome back to another episode of Off the Rip. We're going to be talking about Philadelphia Supercross. It was the first time ever seeing a Philadelphia Supercross in my lifetime. Last time they raced in Philadelphia was in 1980. So cool to have Philadelphia on the circuit. So let's break it down, see what happened in this episode of Off the Rip. So things were pretty chill in Philadelphia the entire day. Not too many wild moments until the 250 LCQ. That's when it really got wild. Things ramped up. So in the 250 LCQ, there's a big pile up going into the first corner, and then things just snowball from there. Pierce Brown in the main event gets cross-rutted going up the finish line and then bails off his bike. Then we saw Jalek Swoll and Seth Hammaker come together in the sand section. Swoll was trying to make a pass on Hammaker for second place, but they both end up going down. In the 450 main event, Cooper Webb gets sketchy when Chase Sexton passes him, and then Cooper Webb goes down on the last lap, last corner, trying to hold off Jason Anderson for the third place position. So there wasn't too many wild moments from Philadelphia, but still a good amount to make things interesting. All right, let's move on to my fantasy picks. I'm excited about this one because I got 65 points this time. My picks were Jett Lawrence, Cooper Webb, Eli Tomac, Chase Sexton, and Hunter Lawrence. And my wild card pick was Adam Cincerillo for 14th place. Like I said, scored 65 points, and my ranking is now 41,571. All right, so let's talk about this 450 class. Tough race to watch if you're a Cooper Webb fan. Jett Lawrence hole-shotted and led every single lap. He executed the main event perfectly from start to finish. So now, unfortunately, Cooper Webb is even further back in the points. So it's going to take something to happen in Denver for Webb to make up points on Jett Lawrence. But you know what we saw last year, what happened to Tomac and that Achilles. You know, anything can happen. But since we are moving to the West Coast, the dirt is not the kind of dirt that Cooper Webb likes. It's not his forte. He likes the rutted tracks. So it's going to be a classic West Coast dry racetrack. Maybe a mutter. We don't know. You know, it's been like that every race, it seems like. But big storyline, aside from Jett Lawrence on his championship run, is Eli Tomac getting redemption in Denver. I think it would be super cool to see Eli come back and win this race, especially with what happened last year. And then hopefully we can see Cooper Webb closing on the points. This is the race to do it if he wants a shot at the very last round in Salt Lake City. So we'll have to see what happens for those guys in the 450 class in Denver. But let's move on to the 250 class, talk about that. So I think this was Tom Vialle's championship ride. He started way back, came back to second place. And he had Haiden Deegan on his tail the entire time. I think everybody who was watching was waiting for Haiden Deegan to take out Tom Vialle, because he did say he's not going to be nice, and you know, it's for a championship. So I was waiting for Deegan to just clean him and try to gain some points that way, but he never did. Tom Vialle always put a rider in between, or not always put it there, but he got lucky with always having a rider in between himself and Haiden Deegan. And so it gave him, you know, a cushion to not be in the target zone for Haiden Deegan. So really good ride for Tom Vialle, who had a great ride. Max Anstie getting his second win of his Supercross career. So huge props to him and the Firepower Honda racing team, sticking it to the factory teams. Speaking of factory teams, Jalek Swoll could have done it for Triumph, could have put Triumph on the podium for their first ever podium, but instead he gets tangled up with Seth Hammaker in that sand section. And pretty funny, if you want to go look at some comments, everybody's just eating it up on Instagram right now. I was scrolling through Instagram and I see on RacerX post, Jalek commented on the situation and he said, the exact same move was made in the 450 main, and the outside line checked up. So the comments are hilarious because some guys are saying that he's completely in the right and that he was just going for it, you know, and he just has heart, while others are saying it's just a bonehead move, 100% his fault. So you gotta love the comment section on the moto side of social media. So now looking at the championship for the 250 East Coast, Tom Vialle now has 15 points over second place Haiden Deegan. Deegan is going to need a miracle if he's going to want to win this championship. Vialle just needs to finish 11th or better, and he'll wrap up the championship if Haiden Deegan wins the shootout. But you have other riders like RJ Hampshire, Levi Kitchen, who are going to be trying to win. So it's going to be tough for everybody. But that's all I have to say for this episode of Off the Rip. I'll see you guys next weekend to talk about Denver, the Mile High City. See you guys. Peace.